Focus on Liberia. We discuss everything Liberia, from education to politics, arts and culture, entertainment, agriculture, history, religion, family, and technology. Focus on Liberia uncovers and showcases the best of Liberia and shows the world the truth about Liberia. We educate, elevate, and promote all things Liberia. We conduct interviews, panel discussions, debates, and more. Tune in to Focus on Liberia on Facebook and YouTube and be a part of the stories that make up the news.
This is Focus on Liberia, and I am Dennis Jah.
And I am Ansony Sieh, and a pleasant welcome to the Hour of Politics here at Focus on Liberia, where we educate, we elevate, and promote all things our dear country, Liberia. I have a favor to ask, and it's the only favor that I always ask. Anytime we have the opportunity to be here to talk about the issues that matter about our dear country, Liberia, that favor is that you share the broadcast with somebody in a chat room so that as many Liberians as possible will form part of this discussion. This discussion will be analytical, it will be insightful, and I'm sure you will have something to take away, something to agree with, and something to disagree with, and that is the beauty of it all. And so, folks, welcome to yet another edition of the Hour of Politics with me, as always, your guy, Ansony Sieh. The nation Liberia is always on our mind, and it should be on our mind because somebody said, and I agree, it's the only country, if you are a Liberian, that you cannot be deported for. I mean, come to think about it, folks, that we can have a vibrant nation that is thriving, a nation in which you can find a job, a nation in which you can start a business, a nation in which all the young people have jobs, and that we have good roads, and the hospitals are there for us, to save us, and that the hospitals are not death camps, all right, where there is accountability, where political leaders are there for the people and doing the things that they need to do to move our country forward. Come to think about it, wouldn't it be beautiful? Oh, yes, it will. Oh, yes, we all want it. Oh, yes, we all deserve it, and we must do everything as long as we live to make sure that country comes to that point where we, as proud as we are as a people, can become prouder because the things that work, the things that we want to see in our country are working for us. And so welcome to the show. Let me now bore you with this introduction. Again, I can't ask enough that you hit that share button. Today's topic is a topic that I like. We are in a political here. Some of our fellow citizens want to become president, which is their right. We recognize that. And we all should want to have a president, leaders who will be able to do the things that we want to see done in our country, isn't it? Oh, yes. So what is the topic for today? You might want to know, and it is easy. That's the only easy thing that you can get to know right now. The topic, does Liberia need to be rescued? What do you think? Does the nation Liberia need to be rescued? Why does Liberia needs to be rescued? Why? Is it that we are in so much of a bad shape that we need to be rescued as a country? Yes. What is the whole thing about rescue? Well, let me let you know, of the people running for president, we have Josh Weah, who is seeking re-election. Vice President Joseph Yimambwaka is making a second attempt to net the executive mansion. We know also of Tiawon Gonglo. We know also of Alexander Benedict Cummings. These four men who are wanting the highest office in the land, they have something to say to us. We are is pro-poor, and we will talk about that pro-poor, whether that pro-poor agenda is working for Liberia. That will be another day. We will also find time to talk about Alexander Benedict Cummings talking about he is fixer. He's going to fix the country. We will find a day and we will find a time to talk about whether or not he is a fixer. And what are his fixes in the first place? What is his history of fixing anything since he came to politics in Liberia, or his entire life as a leader? Has he fixed anything for which we should trust him with the task of fixing the country, Liberia? And Tiawon Gonglo, he is the guy who is talking about the rule of law. We know him to be a lawyer. He earned the name poor man lawyer. He's talking about this rule of law, and that is the way. And that will be more like, that one thing when we put into place, it will become like a catalyst that will speed all other things in our country in terms of reconstruction, development, and you name it. What is his history? Does he have any consistency for which we should trust him with power so that he can do for us what he's preaching? We will have another time to talk about that. And then Joseph Yimambwaka, the former vice president of Liberia, is also asking for that office. And he's saying he's on a rescue mission, and he's now being called Rescue 1. And his vice presidential candidate is Rescue 2. And we are also hearing about a rescue Manda. So the whole thing about a rescue mission is what we are going to talk about. So just to be brief, we'll talk about the proper agenda, whether it's now is helping our people, for which president we are, and the CDC should be re-elected. We'll look at the history of the whole proper agenda, the history of President we are doing anything for our country, the history of the CDC. We'll go into comments at some time to come. We'll talk about, Tiawon Gonglo. Today is the day for Joseph Yimambwaka and his rescue mission that he's on. And that is why we ask the question as our topic: does Liberia need to be rescued? Why? So, with that said, now that we know what our topic is for today, we will start the show, but we will start the show with a song that is so much making headlines now, and everybody talking about it. And this song is somehow inspiring, right? I don't know if that's the right word to use, but folks, it is something to think about. Let's play that song. When we come back, we will go into the topic whether or not Liberia as a nation needs to be rescued, and whether or not Joseph Yimambwaka is actually the man for the job with this rescue mission, and whether his number 2, rescue 2, is the guy for the job for the Liberian people, and whether or not the rescue mother, as we know her to be now, is somebody we can count on to be the rescue mother for the rescue mission that we are talking about. We will get to it, but let's enjoy that song, for this song is something else.
Tawiago, Utayao, Tawiago. Go, Tawiago. Amen. People are crying, market women are crying, Tawiago. Tawiago. Innocent people are dying, the students are safely home. Tawiago, Tawiago. Tawiago. go. We tire, oh, there we are go. There we are go. Go, 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 go. There we are go. We tire, oh, there we are go. There we are go. Go, go, go. Yeah, there we are go. We tire, oh, there we are go. The people are suffering, no. There we are go. We tire, there we are go. We tire with the hunger. We tire eating curry, oh. There we are go. We tire, there we are go. Musicians are crying.
Our country, sweet Mandela. Our country, that God gave all this country. Tell Liberia, that God gave all this country. We are calling on everyone here to come and pray for this country, Liberia. Liberia, God gave all this country.
Indeed, God gave us this nation, Liberia, as the people of Liberia. Comrade Jesus, comrade Almighty God, have given us this country. And when someone gives you something, you have a responsibility. If someone gives you some money, you have a responsibility to use the money wisely to change your condition. If someone gives you a car, you have a responsibility to manage that car so that it can serve you well. When someone pays your school fee, you have a responsibility to go to school and study so that you pass for your life to be better in the future. And so God Almighty has given us this country, Liberia, and we collectively as a people, we do share a serious responsibility. Yes, we do. If you are a carpenter, you share a responsibility. If you are just a citizen, you share the responsibility to vote and to vote the right person. If you are a leader, you share a responsibility to lead and to lead with elegance and diligence. So yes, that song could not be profound. But before them was this song, Jowiago, 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 Witayao, Jowiago. What a song. Joshua is a son of Sastan. I am a son of Sastan. We are descendant of the legendary Juan Himla, a warrior par excellence. We have a responsibility as a people. So the song could not be so profound. And as you listened, you saw images of things that happened as reasons why Joshua must go. I am not in this business as go. Anybody can go. Taylor Kim, he's no more. Ellen was there, she's no more. Toba was there, he's no more. Doe was there, he's no more. We had Joseph Chicken Ramos, and you can name all the presidents, they are all gone. So leaving, going, has never been a solution for us as a people. The solution will come from whom who comes to do the job. so we can all sing this powerful song with all the compelling reasons why we should go. I can say to you, there are reasons why we should go, but going is not maintained. For many have come and left. Many have come and gone. And yet we have barrows. Yet we have hospitals that are death traps. And yet we have schools that are in shambles. We have schools that don't have teachers. And where we have a government that is corrupt. We have civil servants that have responsibilities to their family and can't get paid. Yet, others have come and they have gone. They are going, they not help us. And so I'm not in the business of going. I'm in this business of getting the job done. And so that brings us to the topic for today. Does Liberia need to be rescued? Jose Yumambwaka is saying, yes, this nation Liberia must and needs to be rescued, and even right now. Do you agree with Comrade Walker? Do you agree with our former vice president that this nation Liberia needs to be rescued, and right now? Do you? So let us look at what is a rescue. What is rescue? Let's define what rescue actually is. And then we'll look into Walker's history. Whether or not he has all the fortitude to be able to be on this rescue mission, to be a rescuer. He's rescue number one. So folks, let's define rescue. This is an analysis. Rescue. By definition, it means to save from a dangerous or distressing situation. I repeat, to save usually someone from a dangerous and distressing situation. I love the definition. So to rescue means to go for an immediate removal from a place of danger to a place of safety. To remove someone from distress or from a distressing situation. Like someone is drowning in a river, maybe after a canoe capsized, and this person is drowning and can't swim. Who is qualified to go and rescue that person who is drowning in that river? Is it somebody who is able to swim? Or is it just about anybody, whether or not that person can swim? Because this person is drowning and this person needs to be removed from that danger. That person needs an immediate removal from that distressing situation they are in. Is Liberia in distress? Of course, economically, the nation's Liberia is distressed. If you come to education, the nation Liberia is distressed. When you talk about accountability, the nation Liberia is distressed. We have a vicious cycle of violence, a vicious cycle of corruption. Impunity is the order of the day. So Liberia as a nation, of course, my friends, is in distress. So I agree with Comrade Walker. This nation, Liberia, needs to be rescued. But let us question it further. I mean, how do you rescue them? Where is the whole rescue mentality thing coming from, folks? I mean, every time Liberia is looking for some kind of a hero. Have we not had heroes in the past? Some people celebrated Charles Taylor. He had the biggest gun, and he was coming to rescue this nation, Liberia. How did I go? And we have another, should I say, savior right now. President Joshua was celebrated, the country giant, Giant is a strong person who has the ability to be able to defeat anybody because of the enormous strength that giant possesses. So Joshua, our president, was classified as this giant, country giant, putting the name country behind it, even make it more powerful. The celebration was obvious. Liberians were hopeful. But let me not leave the main topic for the day. Somebody is in distress. Kino Capsa. Who do you send? Do you send an experienced swimmer who has a history of rescuing somebody whenever they are drowning in a river? Or will you just send any Joe Blow with no history, no experience, does not have the ability of a good swimmer to go and rescue that person? If you send just anybody who cannot swim, who has got no experience, no history of saving anybody from drowning, chances are that that person on that so-called rescue mission might drown with the person who is drowning. So let us look at the definition again. Rescue, to save, in most instances, someone from a dangerous situation or a distressing situation. There where I agree with Comrade Barker. Liberia needs to be rescued. Our educational system must be rescued. The security sector must be rescued. Every sector in Liberia needs to be rescued. But who are we sending? Who is best suited? Who is qualified? Who has the experience? And here's the thing too, though, folks. Those who are trained and prepared and ready at every moment to carry on a rescue mission, they are always set with the things that they need to go on the rescue mission. When you are talking about rescue mission, is time bound. With the example of someone who is drowning, that person is drowning in a river. That person may just have an hour or less than an hour to be rescued. And if there is nobody to rescue that person will become history. So when you are talking about rescue mission, you must have all the things that you need. And the individual should have the experience and the readiness and the swiftness and the know-how to go for that rescue mission because it is time bound. You can't take a day to rescue somebody who is drowning in a river. You can't. You will not be successful in rescuing that person. So let us agree with the former vice president that this nation, Liberia, needs to be rescued. But is he the right person to carry on the right job that needs to be done, this rescue mission here? That is the question that we are asking. And so, folks, to that we say, is Joseph Boakai coming with just this idea, this mentality that, oh, I just want to rescue the mission? Just as Charles Taylor came, we coming, to rescue this country, to save Liberia. Just as President Weah came and he was the country giant, just as many in the past came and some of them didn't have even planned. In this case, we want to submit to you quickly here that Joseph Boakai articulated what he classifies as his plan for Liberia. It's called rescue. It's called arrest, Sorry. So Joseph Walker has the arrest. When someone is going on a rescue mission, they are set. If a helicopter that they need is ready, they have all the tools they need. And Joseph Walker and the Unity Party have informed us that for the rescue mission that they are on, that Comrade Walker is championing, the tools that they have in their bags is called arrest. And it is arrest. And the name is somehow unique, right? Because all of the situations that we're having in Liberia, they want to arrest everything first and then rescue us from that situation. So, folks, let us look at Rescue One history. Does he have a history of rescuing anything in Liberia? When was the last time he had, or when, or executed, or conducted a successful rescue mission in Liberia? Has he? Is he best suited? Is he qualified? Has he done this before? Has he done this anywhere? Does he have the history? Does he have the record of rescuing anything in Liberia? Since he has had one of the greatest opportunities in our country to serve in so many capacities, and in the places he served, did he rescue anything there when he had the opportunity to do so? Walker has informed us, and we agree with him, that the nation Liberia needs to be rescued. And so now we are turning to him because he wants us to turn to him, to look up to him, that he will captain this rescue mission. And he has chosen an able lieutenant to help him rescue this country. How prepared are they for the rescue mission? They are prepared, and their preparedness, how do they show it to us? They are telling us, arrest. That is what they have to go and rescue, or come and rescue this country, Liberia. So let us look at Walker's history as Rescue One. At some point, Mr. Walker was at LPMC. Did he rescue Liberia at the time? Did he rescue the agricultural sector, especially the production aspect of it? It depends on who you talk to. I just want to know whether he rescued Liberia at the time. Mr. Walker was at LPRC at some point in time. Did he rescue LPRC at that time? Mr. Walker also was more like playing a supervisory role at the Group of 77, where we have the disabled community of Liberia. Did Joseph Walker rescue the disabled community at the time he had that greatest opportunity to rescue Liberia's disabled community? Did he? That is for you to decide. Mr. Walker is from Foya. I don't know Foya, but I know it's a place in Lofa County. Does Walker rescue Foya? Is Foya a better place for living? Does Foya have schools that are functional? Is there a better road even leading to Foya? Has Walker rescued Lofa County? Did Walker rescue the road going to Lofa County? Mr. Walker was Minister of Agriculture at some point in time. How did we do? Did he rescue the agricultural sector at the time? Now, if Walker rescue LPMC, if you rescue LPRC, If his history is that he rescued the group of 77, if his history is that he rescued the agricultural sector when he was agricultural minister, if his history is that as a prominent son of Lofa County, who was a vice president, who had negotiating opportunity in the Senate when it comes to the budget, was able to lobby for the road to Lofa County to be done successfully within the 12 years. The question is, did he rescue Lofa County? The health sector in Lofa County, did he rescue it? Does Lofa have all the hospitals it needs? Does Lofa have the schools that it needs? Are the schools functional? Are the schools equipped? Were they even equipped at the time he was vice president? He was vice president for the nation Liberia. Was the nation in a much better place with roads, with agriculture, the security sector, the educational system? Did he have to rescue Liberia at the time? If your answer is yeah, that Waka has rescued Liberia in all of these areas that you named, satisfactorily, then of course, he's the right guy for the job. Because I tell you this much, this country, Liberia, is in serious trouble when it comes to leadership. Nothing works in Liberia as we speak. When it comes to electricity, the nation Liberia is struggling. The security sector is bad. The economy is bad. There has been one budget shortfall after the other, even during Ellen Johnson Sirleaf time. The economy has been tough for young people to earn a job in Liberia. Our schools are bad. Our schools are empty, especially in the Leeward counties. Our schools lack supplies. Our girls are vulnerable. There is a Zogo population that is growing. Did the Unity Party do anything about this Zogo population at the time it had that opportunity to rescue the Zogo population? What was Waka's role? Did he share any responsibility at the time to rescue the Zogo population? Now it has multiplied on George Weah. Did the Unity Party, as Joseph Waka, the number 2 man, did he help to save the disabled community? I mean, the disabled community that a group of 77, did he? And also the Zogo population. Someone listening to me now might be saying, what is this guy up to? What I'm up to is, whoever wants to be president of Liberia, that person has to be up to the task. We have heard so many things. We have heard so many slogans. During the Charles Taylor time, the motto of the MPP was above all else the people. Above all else the people. We heard that. But what did we experience? A vice president, Inon Dogolia, was wrapped in a mattress reportedly and flogged and later died. I personally saw Chucky Taylor, the son of Charles Taylor, beating people in the streets of Monrovia. And yet they told us above all else the people. People barely took pay at the time. It was like twice in a year during Charles Taylor time. Life in Liberia was tough, and yet they told us above all else the people. And the very people were being beaten. Some people, disappearing. The ATU was vicious. And yet, above all else, the people, we heard that. Today on Joshua, we are hearing pro-poor, that whatever the government is all about is about uplifting the poor people, that the government will be proactive, that the government will be for the poor people. But this is a pro-poor president, but we'll get to Joshua. We just got to contrast that so you can see the picture clearer. So, we are hearing about rescue. We are also hearing of love Liberia, Ting Liberia, build Liberia from Joseph Yumambwaka. Did he think about Lofa when he was vice president? Did he build Lofa? Did he show Lofa love? Constitutionally speaking, the vice president of a nation also affixes his signature as an approved, affixes his signature as an approval to the budget of the nation. Joseph Yumambwaka signed every budget in the Ellen Johnson Sirleaf Bwaka administration. So when Lofa were getting less money in healthcare and Bwaka were getting more money for his budget, Joseph Bwaka had approved of it. Was that a way to rescue Lofa? Was that a way to rescue the health sector of Lofa? Bwaka's budget as vice president was more than the budget of Lofa County. Was that the way to show Lofa people love? Was that how he was thinking about Lofa? That he would get more and Lofa get less, even though Lofa has been a county and he has been an individual? So this is Comrade Bwaka now, who is coming on a rescue mission. And that is why we are looking at his history. Was the group of 77 rescued? Was LPMC rescued? Was LPRC rescued? Did he rescue the road to Lofa? What has he rescued in Liberia that we know of? You know, there's a reason why people hire a contractor who has an impressive history of doing excellent job. There's a reason why when you are hiring a driver, you want to make sure that driver has been driving for some time. Because you are entrusting your life with that person, that person has the experience to be able to drive you to wherever you are going safely. It matters. So it's your mantle now. More so when we need to be rescued as a country. More so when we are in a dangerous place. More so when the country is in distress in every aspect. And you name it, education, agriculture, justice, you name it. This country, Liberia, is in distress. And so when a man or woman or an individual needs to be rescued, need to be pulled from a dangerous place to be brought to a safe place, you actually need someone who has a history and the swiftness and the know-how to carry on that rescue. And this rescue mission must be time-bound. You can't go rescue somebody and you want to take 2-3 years. That person will die. The person is in immediate danger and the person needs to be removed from that danger with immediate effect. And so it will require an effective and experienced and the person with the know-how to carry and execute and conduct that rescue mission. And that is the only way within the time required that person can be rescued. But if you have somebody who have had the opportunity so many years and years to carry on a rescue mission, and if this person has not been able to rescue anything successfully, why will you want to trust any such person now to rescue you? Was Liberia rescued under the Unity Party? Was Liberia educational system rescued under the Unity Party? Because this is Unity Party telling you they will rescue Liberia. The Unity Party fight corruption enough? According to Ellen Johnson's survey, the educational system was a mess. They left us Zogos. They left us Barrows. Look at the road leading to RIA, the Rabat International Airport. That is a significant piece of road in our country. Whoever lands in that country must go to Monrovia. It is that road that person will travel on. That road was like that for 12 solid years. That piece of road was not rescued. So tell me, if the Unity Party, if Joseph Boakai, if at all they have conducted any successful rescue mission in our country, if they have done it successfully, if you are satisfied with the way they rescue the agricultural sector, if you are satisfied with the way they rescue the educational sector, if you are satisfied if they rescue the security sector, if you are satisfied that they rescue the Zogo community, if you are satisfied that they rescue the disabled community, if you are satisfied with all of these things that they were successful in conducting and executing, successful rescue mission in these areas, then you can well say, yes, Unity Party, that Joseph Boakai is our guy because he has demonstrated his ability of rescuing anything. He has a history of rescuing something in Liberia and that we can point to, so we can count on him to rescue Liberia now. So folks, Joseph Boakai has rescue one in his toolbox. He has arrest. So the question we are asking is, how will arrest rescue the economy? Arrest is agriculture, roads, education, sanitation, and tourism. These are two major sectors within the economy. So the question is, has this rescue mission, has this party, Unity Party, has this presidential aspirant, Joseph Boakai, has he been able to explain to us the things that in the toolbox that he's coming with to rescue this country, Liberia? The last time he was agriculture minister, was Liberia rescued? Some people will say yes, some people will say no. So can we count on him to rescue the agricultural sector this time around? Even when Unity Party was in power, was Liberia self-sufficient in food production with all the lands that we have, with all the money that came into the country? Did Unity Party of Joseph Boakai rescue the agricultural sector? And so we can count on him now because he has done it before. They are talking about roads. Did the Unity Party build enough roads for Liberia for which we can bet on the Unity Party this time around, for which we can count on Boakai this time around, that he will be our guy to rescue us when it comes to deplorable roads in Liberia? He has gone on record by saying in the first 90 days when he becomes president, no car will get stuck in a month. Really? 12 years, we still had cars getting stuck in the mud. And now you are telling us in 90 days, with all the things that have been done right now, we have a nation that has a depleted economy. And in 90 days, you will be able. So in 12 years, you could not save Liberia to the point that no car will get stuck in the mud, and you will do it in 90 days. I mean, how would anybody want to believe that? What is the history? 12 years you had. Cars were getting stuck in the mud. No one could easily get to the southeast during the rainy season time. Even Lofa, to get to his own town, Lofa, no one could easily get there. Agriculture. That's it. Tourism. In these two bars called arrest, they talk about tourism. Under the Unity Party government, co-captained by Joseph Boakai, tourism sector in Liberia were virtually dead. Liberia did not earn a penny. 12 solid years. When we have the United Nations, when security, I would argue, was okay, when somebody could go to Monrovia and stay there and feel safe. How many persons? How did we do? In fact, the Kennedy, the cultural center, was given to somebody. That was a significant tourism, a place of attraction that was given out to somebody. I don't know whether Liberia earns some money with that. So 12 years, the tourism sector of Liberia under Joseph Boakai and the Unity Party could not be rescued. Why should we trust Boakai and the Unity Party will rescue the tourism sector of Liberia? And so we want to see now, how will you rescue the tourism sector? Because for 12 years, you did not show it, you did not prove it, you have no history of rescuing Liberia tourism sector. So what we want to see now, at least, show us and tell us and explain to us the ways in which you will save the tourism sector. There is no explanation that is meaningful and that makes any logical sense as we speak. It's just ATRS, arrest, tourism. There's no history of improving the tourism sector of Liberia in 12 years. Why should we bet on you now? Why should we bet on the Unity Party now? Why should we count on the Unity Party now that it will rescue Liberia's tourism sector? And so, folks, also, we are hearing about Rescue 2. Jeremiah Cohn is Rescue 2. I don't know much about Jeremiah Cohn. I'm still doing my research to periscope this guy to know who he actually is. But he has been a lawmaker for far too long. He has participated in budget discussions and voted for budgets. Budgets that should be that too for the upliftment of the people of Liberia from economic despair. He has voted for budgets allotting peanuts for roads construction in Liberia, allotting peanuts for education in Liberia, allotting virtually nothing for tourism in Liberia. The last time I checked, the budget for tourism in Liberia, shamefully and disgracefully and unbelievably, was about 2,000 United States dollars in one of the past budgets. And this Rescue 2 voted for that. And that is the guy we can count on now to rescue the tourism sector of Liberia. A guy who consciously, knowingly, and intentionally voted for a budget that allotted a 2,000 United States dollars as the money set aside to improve Liberia tourism sector. Law, you got to help us here. And so looking at that, is Rescue 2 the guide to rescue us when it comes to the agricultural sector? This Rescue 2 that I'm looking at, if anyone he has been able to rescue, he has rescued himself successfully. But the nation Liberia, I don't know his history of rescuing anything in Liberia. He has been a member or was a member of Ways, Means, and Finance. And I have to ask the question, what is Joseph Boakai think about Ways and Means people? The last time he chose a vice president was Nukwe. He was chairman, I believe, on Ways, Means, and Finance. And now has another opportunity he gets to choose another vice president running mate is another Ways, Means, and Finance guy from the very legislature. I don't know what's going on with Comrade Boakai with that. So, folks, I tell you this much. Rescue 2, I am not aware of any successful rescue mission that he has executed or conducted for the upliftment or the rescuing of any sector in Liberia. This Rescue 2 voted for the so-called stimulus package. During the COVID time when our people were forced to be in lockdown, there was rice, there was oil, there was this and that. That money went in breeze. That was Rescue 2 rescuing Liberia. Rescue 2 also went on a rescue mission, and what he did was he have voted for himself and others to get accessibility fees, even though he's getting paid very handsomely. But that was not enough. He voted for that. So what is this Rescue 2 mission, history of rescuing anything in Liberia? So we have Rescue 1 and Rescue 2. I am not sure of them having any impressive record of rescuing anything in our country. When you want to entrust somebody to rescue you, you must be sure that that person has a successful record of rescuing anyone. Just as you hire a driver because that person has an excellent history of driving and they have no record of so many accidents. Do you want to hire somebody to be a driver who has been involved in accident after the other? Or will you rather, go to a doctor to conduct a surgery on you who has conducted many surgeries in the past and led to death? Is that a doctor you want to be on to conduct a surgery on you? And there's the other thing about rescue money. So we have a rescue money, Rescue 1, Rescue 2, and then rescue money. Hey, my people. So what is rescue money? Let's look at mother. Who is a mother? Oh, I love my mother. I have so many of them in my life. I know a mother when I see one. The history of any mother is not anything you want to go looking for. I can just imagine how my mother rescued me as a child, how she laid down her life for me. And many of you can tell your story about how your mom been there for you. Indeed, mothers are rescuers. Yes, I can say that. But politically speaking, we have been told that we have a rescue mother in Nyomli Kanga Lawrence. So let's start with our rescue mother and see whether the rescue mother has a history of rescuing her child or children. The Liberty Party comes to mind. We are aware of the rescue mother could not pay her meeting dues. Liberty Party as a political institution needed to be rescued. It needed to pay its bills. For the party to be in good standing, the rescue mother couldn't pay her meeting dues. The rescue mother got suspended and was given time to pay. And yet the rescue mother failed to pay her meeting dues. And so she got expelled from her party. The rescue mother could not unite her party. She could not rescue a party that was entrusted into her care by Charles Roscoe Bronski. Their party was like given to her to mother it, to make sure that all of the children within the party would be in one call, and that even if there were conflict, she would play the twin mother role to bring the children together so that there will be harmony. This rescue mother could not rescue that party that was given to her to be rescued. She lost every legal battle everywhere she went, at NEC, at the Supreme Court, and multiple times. And as we speak, that party is politically divided. And as we speak, that party, legally, she lost it. She's no longer the political leader. And she is our rescue mother? And you think we are in good hands? She played a role in the CPP that's supposed to be together. She took a side along with Mr. Bwaka. Instead of rescuing the CPP, to hold it together so that they will be able to earn another success as they earned in the by-elections. The twin mother formed ranks with other members of the family in the CPP. Because of conflict, the twin mother could not settle the dispute. Even rescue number one, Joseph Bwaka, could not rescue the CPP. Even when he became head, it was in his head, a thing just went into flame. And so, what is Bwaka history of rescuing anything? I'm not sure the group of 77 got rescued when Bwaka had responsibility there. I'm not sure Lofa got rescued when Bwaka was vice president. I'm not sure is Foya got rescued when Bwaka was vice president. I'm not sure a unity party as a political party has experienced any rescue since Joseph Bwaka has been its leader. He took over, the party got divided, unity party. Ellen Johnson Sirleaf was insulted by some members of the party. He could not keep the unity. On his hands or in his hands, Unity Party was being evicted by the McLean from their property because they could not pay their rent. Unity Party got evicted in Bone County multiple times. He could not rescue this party called Unity Party. I'm not sure if the folks in Unity Party are feeling that they have been rescued here. Couldn't rescue the CPP. So back to the CPP, the rescue mother. The rescue mother, I don't know why she has ever rescued. I don't know. I really don't know. Has she rescued the people of Bassa? Maybe the people of Bassa can tell us something here that we don't know. I love this. So now that we have Rescue 1, Rescue 2, and Rescue Mother, do we have Rescue Uncle 2? Do we have Rescue Brothers and Sisters? Rescue Nieces? These people got to be serious. When Barack Obama took over the United States as his president, the U.S. was in economic distress. The U.S. economy was in economic flames. America at the time needed to be rescued. Obama will act swiftly because the economy was melting at a ferocious speed. It was very, very unbelievable at the time. The U.S. economy was losing like 500 jobs, 5,000 jobs a day. But let me not waste my time on that history. But the one you need to know was that the U.S. auto industry has crashed. Obama saw the danger that the U.S. economy was melting. The financial industry, the housing industry, all of these major sectors in the U.S. economy, they were melting. People were losing their retirements and savings and everywhere. And they would bail out the auto industry. They would bail out all the banks. And they will pass a stimulus package to jumpstart the U.S. economy. They will pump money into the economy. And a few years later, the U.S. economy bounced back. That was a rescue mission. That was somebody that had a plan, that knew the sectors that were dragging the U.S. economy in a more economically, and so quickly and swiftly he acted. When the Unity Party took over, Liberia was in bad shape. Our economy was bad. In fact, we had no existing economy, I can argue. Education was bad, and yet they left us that very bad economy. When Obama left power, the U.S. industry has recovered. The economy has recovered. The financial industry has recovered. The auto industry is thriving today. The banks are making money again. The housing market is back. But when the Bwaka and the L and the Unity Party left power, we early admitted we have the education system was a mess. Health was a mess. Cars were still getting stuck in the mud after 12 years of solid road. University of Liberia, as you all know, people were still learning on a tent right there on Capitol Building, on Capitol Hill. Can you imagine that, fellow Liberians? The University of Liberia, yeah, there were renovations done. And I'm not trying to, just say they didn't do anything. That's not what I'm telling you. But folks, come to think about it. The University of Liberia on Capitol Hill, people were still learning on a tent. People were still sitting in broken armchairs. Bathrooms were still dilapidated after 12 years rule. This is the truth. The nation's highest institution of learning was never rescued. Many high schools were left unrenovated or not renovated. Tomahawk comes to mind. You think Tomahawk just got as bad as it is today? It was as bad as it seems now, or as it is now, even under the Bwaka Unity Party government. This is not new. They were just putting ban it on the issue, ban it on the issue. There was no serious solutions about the schools in Liberia. That was why Ellen Walker admitted that the whole education system is a mess. So I am saying this to say, I am not sure how Liberia was rescued on Boakai. I'm not sure how Liberia or Joseph Boakai demonstrated that he is a rescuer. When he has significant time, 12 years, Group of 77 was not rescued, 12 years. And what else? The disabled people in our country, the most vulnerable in our country, that needed all the help they could possibly get from the Unity Party government at the time. When Boakai was in charge of that institution, that community was not rescued, and that is the truth. Do you know of facilities that were built? Do you know of the care that they got? Do you know how much was allotted to the entire disabled community? Do you know of the condition of the place at the time? So if he had that opportunity in 12 years to rescue that community, the Group of 77, and he could not, and he let them down, why will you want to believe now he can do it? If Lofa was not rescued, if the road to Lofa was not rescued, if Boakai was only able to rescue himself with significant budget every year after year, and Lofa County was underfunded year after year, when Lofa needed Boakai the most, there was a time Unity Party needed to be rescued. The recent by-election in Lofa County. Unity Party wanted rescuing. It wanted Joseph Boakai as their leader to rescue it, to win that Senate seat. In fact, at some point, Samuka, as the Unity Party candidate, won the seat. That seat politically was snatched away from Unity Party. Boakai could not rescue Unity Party to maintain that seat. And that seat went into by-election. And yet, Boakai went to Lofa. He went on that rescue mission for Unity Party to maintain that seat. Boakai failed to rescue that seat. That seat today is in the CDC's hands. What is Boakai's history of rescuing anything in Liberia that you know of? If you think that he has an impressive and successful history of rescuing anything in Liberia, then let him be the guy to rescue Liberia. If Jeremiah Kuhn has a history of rescuing anything in Liberia based on his voting record as a lawmaker, then count on him as your guy. Nyomli Kanta-Loring has the history of rescuing her party, unifying her party, rescuing the CPP. Then she is your rescue mother. Mother to the rescue? How is Liberty Party doing? Liberty Party, we will say, Liberty Party Palestinians are her children. How are they doing? Are they united? They are divided. In fact, when she went to endorse Boakai, she said that Liberty Party was endorsing Joseph Yimam Boakai. How can Liberty Party endorse Joseph Boakai when the Liberty Party is divided politically? When the Liberty Party is not in your hands, when you are not a leader of the Liberty Party legally, the Supreme Court of Liberia has ruled she lost the case. She is not the political leader of Liberty Party, legally speaking, and that is the Lord. And yet, she shows up, and then she said she I mean, she shows up and saying that Liberty Party is endorsing Joseph Boakai. I mean, what kind of thing is that? In fact, there's some group that came and said, no, you can't commit the whole party. After all, you're not a political leader. Second of all, they win the political, side or faction that you purportedly leading as its leader. Not all the leaders agree. I mean, not all the members agree in the first place. What was the consultation that was done to commit the entire political party faction to endorse it? Waka wanted to choose you. He did not. He left you. So it is your right. You have done your calculation and you felt that it was right for you to endorse Waka. I agree. That is your right. You have to support somebody. You are a politician. That's what politicians do. So you could endorse Waka as an individual. But to commit Liberty Party that is not in your hands legally, I think that was not how you go on a rescue mission. If somebody going on a rescue mission and they don't have their tools in their hands, you're going to rescue somebody who is running, you don't have life jacket on, and you're not even carrying a life jacket to save that person. This is our rescue manner. So folks, that would do it. The next time we meet, we'll be looking at Ada Cummings being fixer. We want to know what kind of fixer he has been. What is the history of fixing anything? And we'll find time to look at President Weah, the CDC, and their pro-poll, whether they are actually pro-poll. We'll look at that. We'll find time to look at Yawon Gonglo too. My name is Ansony Sieh, and I brought you another edition of the Hour of Politics on the topic, does Liberia need to be rescued? I agree with Waka, this country needs to be rescued. But whether or not he has all the know-how to rescue Liberia, whether he has the right tools in his toolbox to rescue Liberia, that way I'm not sure. The history does not tell me that. I have not seen any success in any rescue mission he has conducted in the past. Not even his rescue number 2, not even the rescue manner. I don't know about the rescue uncles, rescue brothers and sisters. I don't know of them before to even know about whether or not they have conducted any successful rescue operation in Liberia. Folks, Liberia needs us. That requires seriousness. That requires diligence. That requires work. That is not about slogan. We heard love Liberia, build Liberia, and think Liberia. I'm not sure if Lofa was shown any love. I'm not sure if Lofa was thought of significantly. So folks, I don't see it. When I see it, I will tell you. Until then, I want to say thank you for watching. Yet another edition of the Hour of Politics with me, Ansony Sieh, your guy. And until I see you again when I do, remember one thing, and one thing on it. Whatever happens in October, Liberia will be right here, and I will be right here. The question I ask, if I come across as being tough, I'm not trusting anybody, shouldn't I? Shouldn't you? Have we had enough leaders coming and telling us what they would do and they've done nothing or done little and left us with the bad roads, the bad schools, the bad hospitals? Haven't we? That is why it is time for us to ask serious questions now. It's time for us to be critical now. That's the right thing to do so that they can come complacent, so that they can come and take us for a ride. They've always tried to ride us for their own benefit. And it's because we don't pay attention. We're not critical. People just say, yeah. People just celebrate them. We don't need to celebrate people who we are paying to do a piece of job for us when they are not doing that piece of job. We need to hold them accountable. We need to tell them we know that they need to be serious. That's all. The son we are all Liberians is taking us home now. and it is taking us home. Thank you for watching, and I appreciate you for sharing. And bye-bye.
We are Liberia. Liberia is our home. Liberia people. Liberia.